What's good, gamers? Bloodwolf941 here, back with another Destiny 2 weapon review video. In this one, we're going to be going over the Positive Outlook auto rifle, but before we get too deep into the video, if y'all could click like and hit subscribe as well, that would be really cool. I put out a video at least once a week on Fridays at noon Eastern time, and I'd really appreciate it if y'all would stick around for the future. So, thanks. Alright, so, Positive Outlook. It's a 450 RPM precision frame auto rifle in the energy slot that does void damage. It's a playlist weapon, specifically the Vanguard Strike playlist, so the easiest way to get one you want is to grind a few resets and focus the engrams that you get, especially since there's 12 perks in each column. So getting a good one is much easier if you got multiple perks to choose from, because those resets give you, extra perks in 3 and 4. There are a handful of precision auto rifles in the game, so you've got quite a few choices. As a result, I decided to throw Positive Outlook up against the other Vanguard one, Origin Story. The easiest to get and customize, Amit AR2, and an endgame PvE drop that's pretty decent as well, Prosecutor. Of the 4, Outlook has the best range, lowest aim assist and recoil direction, and is comfortably in the middle everywhere else. Technically, it does have the highest base mag size, but it's by a single bullet, so I do not care. Oddly, all of these have the same handling, aside from Origin Story, which has 6 more, so it's a weird standout. You will feel the lower aim assist though. It's a significant drop off compared to the rest. Like Amit has 18 more. That's almost 2 whole moving target perks of difference, so you'll feel that a little bit. Let's see if we can't find some kind of perk synergy to fix that. Like I mentioned before, this is a playlist weapon with 12 perks in each, so we're gonna go through this much faster than I normally do and not spend too much time on each individual perk. In column 3, you got Surplus, Zen Moment, Perfect Float, Tunnel Vision, Perpetual Motion, Shot Swap, Steady Hands, Tap the Trigger, Ambitious Assassin, Stats for All, Dynamic Sway Reduction, and Invisible Hand. Good choices are Zen, Perpetual, Tap the Trigger, DSR, and Tunnel Vision. Picks that require a little synergy or a playstyle shift are Perfect Float, Shot Swap, and Surplus. Everything else is either bad or useless in PvP. In column 4, you got Repulsor Brace, Elemental Capacitor, Cascade Point, Destabilizing Rounds, Golden Tricorn, Vorpal Weapon, Gutshot Straight, Pugilist, Adaptive Munitions, Dragonfly, Eye of the Storm, and Kill Clip. Alright, same as before. Ready? Green, we got Cascade, Tricorn, Eye of the Storm, and Kill Clip. Yellow, we got Repulsor, Destabilizing, Vorpal, Pugilist, and Dragonfly. Everything else is bad. There's like one directly synergistic pairing in Tunnel Vision 3 and Kill Clip in 4, as they both have the same activation requirement, and also Tunnel Vision addresses the weaker aim assist that this gun has, so it's a pretty good pick. My personal god roll I'd like to have is Dynamic Sway Reduction and Cascade Point, or Zen Moment and Cascade Point. It's very stable and a cool way to increase damage output beyond just a percentage damage increase like Kill Clip or Tricorn. I don't like Tricorn because it means that I have to play with void abilities, and the majority of void abilities I find to be incredibly boring. But if you are playing in the way that most people are playing right now with Void Hunter, it's not a bad pick. The one you're seeing clips of here is, it's got the Stabilizing Rounds, which it's not literally useless. Sometimes it gets me a kill or two, but it's not consistent enough to actually be something I take into consideration. I've been... give me a Cascade Point, one Zavala, you blue fuck. Order trade options that you have are Vanguard's Vindication or Amalon Fluid Dynamics. I'm fairly certain I mentioned it at some point in a previous video, but I love OFD. An extra 30 stability near the top half of the mag is incredibly useful for dueling and PvP. Most gunfights are determined by the initial point of contact, and starting out being extra resilient to flinch can get you the lead that you need. Speaking of flinch and aiming and shitty segues, the sight. It's a full holographic projection, meaning it isn't on screen till you aim and doesn't obstruct at all. It's very nice, and pairing it with a thick, almost watery thud of the Amalon auto rifle firing sound is fantastic. I do very much enjoy this gun aesthetically. Now let's talk downside. Positive Outlook, like most other precision frame autos, is deceptively effective at range. Every now and then you'll just hit all your shots as crits, downrange, way out of where you'd expect to, and you'll either win, or more likely you'll just trade out against the guy with a 120 hand cannon or any pulse rifle, but you're well out of the effective range that this weapon would normally fight at. Other times, you'll drop the easiest kill of your career due to every shot being a body shot despite being right next to the guy and your crosshair is locked onto their head. It's very odd. It's an incredibly inconsistent experience. Sometimes it's the greatest weapon you could bring to a match. Other times you're struggling to get a single kill. Sticking to mid-range gunfights helps, since this is a precision frame. It will do well at the standard dual range, like across B on the Anomaly, or pushing any of the good objectives on Burning Shrine from the stairs. But the reason I call that a downside is that you will think that you can take a certain fight that you just shouldn't, and you will commit to it and lose, and it will feel like shit. Try to rein in any results-based thinking that comes from winning fights that you just shouldn't with this gun, because it will put you into a position that you do not want to be in. You will try to fight in a way that you shouldn't, and it will make your game worse. Just, yeah, you can make those fights happen. Yes, you can get those kills that you shouldn't. Just do not rely on them. Understand the limitations of this weapon, and accept the fun surprises when they happen by total accident, due to like a bad rotation or a poor spawn point or just the doors opening when you didn't want them to. Hey! The fuck are you... I completely lost my train of thought. Thank you, car outside. Accept the fun gifts. Don't expect it to outperform itself all the time. Pair it with whatever. Just avoid 140s and lightweight pulses, as there's too much range overlap. So finally, is it worth the time investment to get a good one? Personally, I think so. Like I already mentioned previously, the one I've got in these clips doesn't have a fourth column perk, and I am very much a fan of what it's been able to do for me so far. Getting lucky is not easy, so getting the perfect 5 out of 5 is a bit, you know, it's not in your favor mathematically. But you got quite a few good options in each column, and you don't really need a 5 out of 5 guard roll to frag out. The only problem is the focusing cost. It takes 3 engrams for 1 positive outlook, plus some glimmer. And it's from the Strike playlist or Onslaught. That's where you get those engrams, because the rep gains from there. Look, normally, that's not a problem on, like, the Crucible side of things, because, like, I hit the PvP engram cap within the first 2 or 3 weeks of a new season, partially due to my own desire for punishment, and because I make Crucible content, but also because each match is quick, and rep stacks up very fast. There are mercy rolls if a match is going really, really poorly, and you still get rep from that, right? The Vanguard playlist is incredibly RNG dependent on what strike you happen to queue into for how fast each strike is going to take. Like, pre-Like Shadows, that's like a 2-minute, 3-minute endeavor, and you get a bunch of rep you get and get out, right? Now, that's not as fast of a strike. Other strikes are a lot longer because there's a lot more going on in them, or the set pieces last a little bit longer. And not to complain about the experience, because I prefer when the game fights back, but the length of a match, or the length of an activity required to get any rep is a little inconsistent to the point of, like, being incredibly slow on some of the worst ones. Why are we fucking honking? And on the topic of taking a long time to do something, Onslaught is a very heavy time investment to get to a point where the reputation gains actually start to stack up into something meaningful. So, your last option is Nightfall Strikes, and I'm gonna go see what the fuck they're honking about. Hang on. My fucking neighbor is getting food delivered, and the person delivering it is being an obnoxious asshole. Very cool. So then your last option is Nightfall Strikes, and cranking them during a double reward weekend specifically, just if it lines up with an easy GM. On those weeks, engrams rain from the sky, and you'll probably get a decent drop from the end chest instead of just menu sitting, because so many different things will be in your inventory. But that requires quite a few different factors to align perfectly. If that's what you're into, go for it, but personally, I've found Vanguard rep grinding to be a slog. I'm happy with what I've got. If it just so happens that I get another one, then great, but for now, I'm okay with it. I like this gun. I do think that Prosecutor is better on average, and it's also a more engaging and rewarding weapon farm, because, like, the dungeon is a lot more of an encounter. Specific encounters drop specific weapons, as opposed to the very wide pool of loot in the Vanguard Strike playlist. So, I think Prosecutor is a better choice to chase down, but Positive Outlook is done very, very well for me at a fraction of its power. Something Shaggy Scooby-Doo joke. Keep your eyes out for a good one to drop for you, and it'll put in work on a level that other weapons just don't achieve. In any event, that is going to do it for me. What do you guys think, though? Am I sleeping on a perk combination that I didn't mention, or did I not put stock in a certain aspect that you think I should? Got any thoughts about anything I've said at all today? I would love to hear them in those comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Now you're fighting with heart, Guardian. Two for one.